talk about Manchester United, and we spoke about it a bit earlier. We're talking about this game between Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. The goalkeeper, the Villa goalkeeper, Emiliano Martínez, not in the squad at all for this game. I think we can hear, can we, from Unai Emery. This is what he had to say before the game when he was asked the question why Martínez was not in the squad.
Bisotto. Marco Bisotto.
Where is Martínez, though?
Marco Bisotto.
Will he be your future goalkeeper?
Marco Bisotto.
I've not seen that. So, 2 words, Mark. Marco Bisotto.
Marco Bisotto.
Where are we with Emiliano Martínez then? Because it looks pretty significant that he's not involved at all tonight.
Marco Bisotto. Marco Bisotto. I know you've had your questions. Thank you very much. Yeah.
He was nabbing me then. I was wondering what's happening here.
You know, it amuses me when I see that kind of a situation. Juliet Farrington just trying to ask the questions that the Aston Villa fans want the answers to. This is a goalkeeper they've had a huge relationship with, who's been a big part of their success. He's had huge personal success as well in the game over the last few years. There's been all this speculation throughout the course of the summer. Is he going to Manchester United? Is he moving on? Is he going to be Villa's number one? And we're just trying to find out the answers for the fans. And we want to know what's going to happen. The fact that he's not involved with this Aston Villa side would suggest there is a possibility he could be heading to Old Trafford. We know that Manchester United are in the market for a goalkeeper. There's been a couple of names on their radar. What happens over the next 24 hours or so, we don't know. But I think it's very clear that Unai Emery has a new number one at Aston Villa and that there is a chance that Emi Martínez ends up at Old Trafford.
Just on the goalkeeping situation at Manchester United, we are told that internal discussions at Manchester United over their next steps with regard to signing a goalkeeper are continuing. You mentioned the other option that they have. His name, Lammens. He's from Royal Antwerp. Aston Villa, we think that they made an inquiry yesterday, but they haven't pursued it. And Emiliano Martínez, of course, is another player who United are interested in. We are told that both keepers are keen on a move to Old Trafford. Martínez has had other offers, but it's thought he is waiting on Manchester United. Now, one source has also told us that United have explored the conditions of a deal for Martínez while talks continue with Royal Antwerp over Lammens. So it's a case of trying to keep both pots boiling and then deciding which one they are going to go for, Manchester United, because Galatasaray also pushing for Lammens as well. And United, as they have been practicing throughout this transfer window, they do not want to get embroiled into a bidding war. Both potential deals are, however, thought to be complicated. And so, given the time left in the window, there is still a chance, Asmir, that United won't sign a keeper before the deadline. If they do, and you were holding the purse strings at Manchester United, you were in the recruitment team at Manchester United, who would you go for, Martínez or Lammens?
Yeah, I think you have to go for Emi Martínez. I think they've had, a few issues in trying to replace David De Gea for quite some time now. They've tried different goalkeepers, different situations, and really gone for goalkeepers who are improving in the Premier League. So I think if you get the chance to sign an Emi Martínez, who's Premier League proven, been here for many years, played so many games at a high level, done incredibly well for Argentina, I think it would be that statement signing in that position that they really need. And I think he's one that could be there for the next few years and hopefully provide some stability, because it hasn't quite worked out for the goalkeepers that have come over the last few years.
Yeah, let's get to one of the stories that you have been following, Gianluca, and that is, of course, Rasmus Højlund. You've been following him around very closely, haven't you, and his move to Napoli. Tell us where we are exactly as it stands right now with that deal.
Rasmus Højlund is in Napoli now, so he had medicals this morning in Roma because Napoli has always and usually his medicals players in Roma, and now the clubs and the agents of the player are finalizing all the terms of his contract, because there is an exit clause of, I think, 85 million euro too. So there are legal questions, legal issues to solve, but I think everything will be done in these next hours. Antonio Conte wanted him a lot. Antonio Conte wanted Højlund after Lukaku.
He's been so brilliant in the Premier League. He's still got plenty to give. I think he's a reliable set of hands, and I think the United defenders would much rather have Tom Heaton there than maybe the other two goalkeepers.
Mina, let's start with Rasmus Højlund, shall we? Because he's wanted by Napoli, and it looks like it could be getting close, but is it going to take a significant investment to get him there?
It is very close, and it is a significant investment, but it's one that Antonio Conte has been so strong about, because obviously he lost Kvaratskhelia and he wasn't adequately replaced, so it caused a little bit of tension at the time with...
Carlos Baleba has got 3 years left on his contract. Brighton have got the option to extend that for a further year. They don't want to sell. They've got no intention of selling. And because of his contract situation, they are under no pressure to sell as well. And I think also the price would be pretty prohibitive to Manchester United, and that would make it an almost impossible deal to do as it stands, because I'm sure we'll talk